morning, students. Welcome you all in my video class. Today we are going to study the remaining portion of chapter 5, Alice in Wonderland. So let's read with me.
Suddenly the white rabbit entered the room. He was dressed up to go somewhere. He had a little fan and gloves in one hand and a watch in the other hand. He was looking at his watch, muttering to himself, "I am late. Oh, I am late." He did not notice Alice. Alice requested him, "Please, sir." The white rabbit was so frightened on hearing the voice, that he dropped his fan and gloves and ran away through the door. Alice took a deep sigh, took up the fan and began to fan herself, and lo, what happened? With the movement of the fan, she got smaller and smaller, and in a minute she was just about the size of a mouse. In the pool of tears, a mouse was already swimming. Alice was also swimming with him. They came out of the pool and both were wet. There were other creatures in that swimming pool, like a dodo, a duck, and an eaglet. Alice heard them talking about a party in the garden outside, and she thought, now let's know the word meaning. Dressed up means to put on special clothes. Gloves means a piece of clothing used for hands. And muttering means to speak quietly or in a low voice, usually when someone is annoyed. Low means look. Frightened means fear. Dropped means to let something fall. Creatures means living thing that can move independently. And dodo means a large bird that couldn't fly and doesn't exist now. Eaglet means a young eagle. After that we have a 3 form of verb. So let's know the 3 form of verb. The first one is enter, entered. Second, requested. Frightened. Dropped. Took, taken. Began. Come, come. Hear, heard. Then we have a opposite words. You know very well opposite words. So let's know the opposite words. Let ka opposite hurry. Deep ka opposite shallow. Take ka opposite give. Wet ka opposite dry. And little ka opposite big. So you have to write this all in your notebook and you have to learn it. Explanation. Suddenly the white rabbit came into the room. He was dressed up to go somewhere. Dressed up means to put on special clothes. Rabbit put clothes on body to go somewhere. In one hand he had a little fan and gloves. Gloves means a piece of clothing used for hands. Usually doctors use it when they do operation. You know very well. And in the other hand, rabbit had a watch. He was looking at his watch, muttering to himself, "I am late. Muttering means to speak quietly or in a low voice. usually when someone feeling angry. So rabbit is speaking quietly to himself, I am late, I am late. He did not notice Alice, means he did not saw Alice. Alice requested him, please sir. The white rabbit heard the voice of Alice and feared too much that he left his fan and gloves and ran away through the door. Sometimes when we not notice anything or anyone and suddenly hear a voice, we also fear and run from that place. Yes or not? Yes. Okay. Then Alice took a deep sigh. Sigh means to breathe out making a long sound, especially when you are bored, disappointed or tired. Alice taking a long breath and took up the fan. She began to fan herself and look what happened. When she fanned herself, she became smaller and smaller, and in a minute just the size of a mouse. In previous we had seen that Alice wept and there became pool of tears in the room, and now in the pool of tears a mouse was already swimming and Alice was also swimming with him because now she is small, just the size of a mouse. They came out of the pool and both were wet. Alice and mouse were wet. There were other creatures in that swimming pool. Creature means living things that can move independently. So there were other living things in that swimming pool like a dodo. Dodo means a large bird that couldn't fly and doesn't exist now. Means we can't see it now. A duck and an eaglet. They were swimming in the pool and talking about a party in the garden. Alice heard and she thought. What she thought we will see in next. Okay. Now I have a comprehensive questions for you. Question number first. Who entered into the room suddenly? Answer. Rabbit entered into the room suddenly. Why was the white rabbit frightened? The white rabbit was frightened because it heard the voice of Alice. Question number 3. What happened to Alice when she moved the fan? Answer. When Alice moved the fan, then she became smaller. Question number 4. How did Alice become smaller? Answer is, when she took up the fan and began to fan herself, then Alice became smaller. So you have to write and learn it. Okay.